Okay, so when we're leaving, we're talking about sampling, distribution. Turn your pen on. There we go. Okay, of our sample proportion. So everything has to do with that sample proportion. We're going to look at it as a decimal, okay? As a decimal. Here are the two formulas that we're going to use. All right, so these are the ones we need to know. The mean of that sample is just the proportion of the population. All right, it's just P. And the standard deviation of the sample is the square root, and it's that fraction. P times 1 minus P over N. I'll always give you those, okay? I won't expect you to remember them. Okay. Learning target 2. It's 2 more formulas. How do we test for normal? Okay. 2 things we have to do. We have to take N times P, make sure it's greater than or equal to 10. And N times 1 minus P, make sure it's greater than or equal to 10. Okay, so we'll do those 2 different calculations. Both numbers need to be greater than or equal to 10. And then learning target 3 was our probability in a normal distribution. We will use our applet, and then we will put in the sample mean and the sample standard deviation, and we'll calculate area. Okay, so that's what we'll do every time. So those are the 3 things we're going to do today. Okay, plug in numbers, do a formula, test for something to be normal, and then use our applet for normal distribution. Right. So I just want to walk you through a couple of examples, okay, just to be sure that we understand what we need to do. You're going to find that these are really wordy, okay? There's lots of words. There are going to be certain things that you look for, okay? So that way we can kind of skip part of the words, which is nice, all right? Because this one's all about potato chips and potatoes. Favorite potato chip, if you had to pick one, what would be your favorite? Oh, it's hard for me. I love chips. Oh, me too. Which flavor? Okay. I would say either cheddar or sour cream and onion Pringles. Those are my 2 faves. Absolute fave. Rebecca would say Fritos. Yeah, Fritos are her absolute favorite potato chip. Which aren't really potatoes, they're corn. But anyway. All right. Anybody else got a favorite chip? I love tortilla chips. If I can put some guacamole, salsa, chippy dippy, that's good stuff. Okay, good stuff. Had a fish taco this weekend. It was good. All right. So this is all talking about this chip situation and finding blemishes on potatoes. And then I get down to the very last sentence, and there's the information that I want. It says, suppose that the proportion of blemished potatoes in the entire shipment is 0.08. Okay? And that they randomly select 500 for inspection. That's really the only 2 numbers I need to do everything that I need to do in this problem, okay? I need that proportion, which is a decimal, and I need to know how many things were in the sample, all right? So it says to calculate the mean and the standard deviation. Well, here's the beautiful thing. The mean of the sample is the proportion of the sample. What was the population? What's the proportion of the population? 0.08, okay? I don't even have to do anything. It's just sitting right there. P is P, okay? Then, when I want to do the standard deviation, okay, we're going to take this square root, right, of P times 1 minus P divided by N. We're going to have to put that on our calculator. So we do the square root, 0.08, 1 minus 0.08, all divided by 500. Everything underneath the square root. Okay, so second x squared to get your square root, alpha y equals to get your fraction. All right, and then type it in just like that. Okay, and we should get 0.012. All right. So now we want to check, is it normal? Okay, so when we want to check for normal, there's two numbers we're going to do. N times P and N times 1 minus P. Okay. So N times P, we take 500 times 0.08. And then the other one, 500 times 1 minus 0.08. Okay. So we use our calculator to get those two numbers for us. First one should be 40, and the second one should be 460. What number do those two things have to be bigger than? 10, are they?
Yes.
Yes, they're both bigger than 10, so it is normal. Okay. So as long as both of those things that we calculate are bigger than 10, then it's normal. Okay. Last thing. It says calculate probability. If it ever says probability, we're going to the applet. Okay? We're going to the normal applet. That at least 11% of the potatoes are blemished. Okay? So when we go to the applet, we're going to put our mean in as 0.08, and our standard deviation is 0.012. Okay, and we're going to draw that. Now, 11% would be what decimal?
Oh,
0.11. Okay, it'd be 0.11. So let's go in here and let's think about which way we need to go. Okay, we're going to go to our applet. Okay. I'm going to go back up here and I'm going to change that to 0.08 and my standard deviation to 0.012. We're going to plot it. Okay. Now, looking at your numbers, all right, it says it wants it to be at least 0.11, okay? So if it has to be at least 0.11, is 0.08 enough? No. So which way are we going to go, left or right? Right, okay? At least says you go right, all right, which sounds weird because it sounds like it should be left, but we're going to go to the right, and we're going to put 0.11 in there. We're going to calculate that, and I get 0.62%. Okay, I get 0.62%. Now, if I want to make that a decimal, which is what we want probability to be, what am I going to have to do with that percent? Divide by 100. Okay, and if we do that, we get 0.0062. Okay, that's all I wanted you to do. Okay, that's all it is. So I think we're good if we skip through the rest of them. Yep. All right, so your assignment should be open. And there's some extra laptops right here. And if you need to tinkle, let's go do that right now.